Texans get a massive 44-10 win in Baltimore. Baltimore, interesting. Interesting state. Now, there's a lot of people calling for Harbaugh and you heard Tone laugh. Literally, he was celebrating in the suite as the Texans were thumping and throttling this Baltimore Ravens team.
Athletic.
Obviously, well, he passed the athletic test, I think, whenever he played down in Georgia. Whenever we watched him play against Georgia, he was able to run a lot. And C.J. Stroud has obviously had a lot of bad things said about him as a quarterback since his rookie year. And this Texans team, I think a lot of us are confused on what they are or where they're headed. There's no confusion about what this Baltimore Ravens defense, I guess, at this point. They're not really able to stop anything. And on offense, they don't really know what's going on. But to their kind of point, their top 7 paid guys, 6, 7. Top 7 paid guys were all out. I mean, this is disgusting, the injury bug that has hit the Baltimore Ravens. They're nowhere near the team that they thought they were going to have going into the season at this particular point, so early in the year. So it sucks for them. And Bruce yesterday, all he kept saying is, they're this year's Niners. They're this year's Niners.
Wow.
Last year, the Niners obviously lose Christian McCaffrey like 4 days before our season starts. Then they have injuries riddled throughout, and they just have a year that's just like a terrible year, like 4 wins, 5 wins, and we all just kind of say, man, what happened to the Niners? That kind of sucked. Is that what we're staring down here for the Ravens? I think that is what everybody expects. Now, you heard Schefter give an answer to Witt there. They got the Rams coming up, and then they got a bye. If they were to give Lamar 2 weeks and then try to make a push late, I guess they could maybe make a run at it. But this is not what we expected from the Ravens at all this year. And that injury bug's real. And if it attacks your roster, especially your top 7 paid guys,
crazy.
I mean, you're in a bad spot regardless of who you got doing anything over.
This is not at all what we expected. They were, I believe, the favorites to win the Super Bowl at the beginning of the season. And yeah, the injury bug has hit them hard. But the last 2 weeks, Derrick Henry has 8 carries for 42. Sorry, let's just go back the last 4 weeks. 11 for 23, 12 for 50, 8 for 42, 15 for 33. Derrick Henry's not hurt. Like, give him the, like, if Lamar's out, you thought he had like 6 carries for 7 yards in the first half yesterday. Yeah, they were down or whatever, but like, we did this last year at the beginning of the year for the Ravens. Derrick Henry wasn't getting a bunch of carries, and it was a talking point every single week, and then they just started feeding him, and then they took off. But like, you expect these type of organizations to be able to overcome these type of things, especially, yes, this is the first game Lamar was hurt. Like, this one you can put aside, but the other ones, Lamar was healthy. Like, you kind of expect them to Steelers went to the playoffs with a duck hunter as their quarterback.
Hey, quack. He was a great player.
You expect these great organizations to potentially overcome these things and at least put out a better effort than 41-10 or whatever.
John Harbaugh last year, remember, we're not giving Derrick Henry the ball 20, 30 times a game. That's not a winning recipe. And then they started doing that. Is it as easy as that for this Baltimore Ravens? It looks bad all over the place.
So bad. Yeah, they weren't even competitive. You mentioned once you go down a few scores, you kind of take Derrick Henry out of the game pretty much. And we know the fumbling issues you had coming into it. But, the Niners this year, we talked about Niners last year. Shit, they lost the starting quarterback this year. Ayuk's still out. Kittle's been hurt since week 1. Like, did
they win?
But Nick Bosa, he's out for the year. So, like, you can look at the roster and say, yeah, we're banged up. But Mac Jones, you go out there and you put a good effort for Cooper Rush to come out there and throw 3 picks. And that is a very, very tough defense. And we also thought Texans coming into the season would be competitive. They could turn the corner, actually protect C.J. Stroud. So they're kind of hitting their stride a little bit. But I didn't expect – I know top 7 guys. I don't know if we've ever seen that. But I didn't expect him to be that non-competitive.
No, and we can talk about the Derrick Henry thing because that is a big deal. I mean, it's we saw what happened last year when they basically stopped doing that and just gave him the ball. But, like, their offense hasn't been the problem so far this year. Yesterday it wasn't great, but Harbaugh said yesterday after the game, hey, I'm sticking with Zach Orr, and every Baltimore fan just killed him for it. But it's one of those things where – typically good like injuries are going to happen. It sucks, obviously, but good teams just find a way. Like, you can't waste a year of Lamar in his prime. You just can't do that because, like, I get the Purdy thing, but like with last year in the Niners, Purdy isn't Lamar Jackson. You cannot waste a year of this guy's prime.
God, it'd be a shame.
They're still favorites.
When's the last time? When's the last time they were 1-4?
Oh, shit.
Ever with Harbaugh? With Harbaugh?
What Tone was about to say there is they are still the favorites of the AFC North to win the AFC North.
That's crazy.
I don't know if you can short that. What was that guy who was a drummer, but he was also
Michael Burry?
Yeah. What was the Big Short?
The Big Short. Yeah.
I don't know if can we do that? I don't know if you could do that.
You probably find a way.
Predictive.
You could if there was a predictive market that you could do that for.
2015, they started like this, and they finished 5-11. I just got stat from the back. Thank you for pulling that. 5-11. So they kind of punted on the year. It's loud about Harbaugh, though.
Yeah.
AJ, isn't it? It's louder about John Harbaugh than it has been in years past. It feels like. Now, it's definitely started last year. I mean, and probably a year before that. Anytime you're anywhere for that long of a time, some people can get sick of the message and the messenger at the same exact time. And if they don't have success, it's like, well, how much more time does this guy need to build a culture that has success? We saw Bill Belichick go to the Super Bowl every other year for 20 years. Is that what we're doing here or not doing it? It's like top guys, all your top guys hurt. That sucks. That is obviously bad news. But it's been loud about John Harbaugh, AJ. It's been louder.
Yeah, it is weird. It's a weird thing when a guy has been there for as long as he has, and I don't know. And I guess they haven't gotten over the hump. You have a talent like Lamar. He doesn't have a ring yet. It is weird. Like you lose 2 games in a row, and they think, oh, we need a fresh voice. We need to turn the page, and grass is always greener. And I don't know the answer. I think Harbaugh is obviously proven to be a great football coach, but when is the time when they do move on and they do need a new voice? I'm not saying they do, but it's a weird thing. Like people want to get rid of coaches after a week or two sometimes.
Coach Saban was talking about it this weekend a little bit at dinner about how everybody just wants to move. Who are you going to hire?
That's a good question.
And when?
That's the thing.
And then how about when the people in the NFL, you'd hope that there would be another great coach just right around the corner. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but I'm wondering which brand of bleach tastes the best thanks to the 2025 Ravens. Jeez, you got so much good food over there. Don't be trying to find different flavors of bleach.
Clorox, John.
That's a Steelers fan? I didn't know that was coming from you. I thought maybe Gumpy might toss some things out. Oh, let me tell you, it's been since 72 or whatever. But on that note, Ravens fans, that's a tough spot to be in. But, I mean, your top, all of your stars. Hey, who's paid money? Your good players. All of them out. See ya. Don't have them. Good luck out there. And you're not playing your best. So good luck. Go out there. Do your thing. And they're not. And the Houston Texans, I think, are thanking the Ravens for this opportunity to showcase what they are, who they are, not only to the league, but to themselves. But this Ravens team's got to get it figured out. Schefter in the first hour basically said, look for Lamar, probably 2 more weeks of rest here because there's a bye coming up. Now, he didn't say that was a definite, but he was just kind of forecasting. And we know a lot of people in that building now. Good luck. That hasn't been fun.
Yeah.
Oh, there is a guy in there who used to DC them to top 5 defense who's just sitting waiting in the wings to take over this defense, isn't he?
Let's get to another overreaction, shall we?
Who's calling now?
He's pretty Italian there.